most brutal military training, only 1% can do. When it comes to military, there are ultimately no limits on the types of training that's done if the end result justifies the requirement. This means soldiers often undergo training drills that are very difficult and sometimes downright dangerous. Make sure to keep watching until the end to see why the US Navy is made up of some of the toughest soldiers in the world. The US Navy is arguably one of the top special operations forces in the world. They are brought in for missions that are above the capability of conventional military forces, so you can bet that they go through a tough training program. Perhaps one of the more controversial parts of the program is the sere Level C training facility. Designed for Navy personnel who have a high risk of capture and exploitation. Alongside the traditional classroom learning, students are also thrown into a field training exercise that has been practicing their survival and evasion skills outdoors. Then there is the resistance training laboratory, which is a mock POW camp, in which students are tested on their ability to resist interrogation. According to former students of the program, they were humiliated throughout their training. The sere survival, evasion, resistance and escape school uses various techniques that are designed to push their students to the edge in an attempt to break them. They are basically injured and interrogated in a realistic way to prepare them in case they ever do get captured by the enemy in the future. Being able to endure mental exhaustion is one thing, but being able to endure physical exhaustion and pain is a whole other ballgame at the end of a multi-week amphibious training. Now let's talking about the US Navy, because they are truly to go through some of the most intense training techniques in the world. One of the rigorous exercise that they are put through happens during their dive phase. Navy personnel have to be comfortable with water, and they need to learn how to remain calm in all sorts of scary water-based situations. Candidates will have their masks ripped off underwater, will have their airflow stopped and will get pushed around in the water, because they need to learn how to control their emotions when things go wrong. Another tactic is to push candidates underwater without their oxygen tanks, to simulate what it's like to be trapped under ice. Navy SEAL also have to go through drown-proofing test, in which their hands are tied behind their backs, their feet are bound, and then they have to complete a number of tasks underwater like that. If they don't succeed, they are removed from the training, while the candidates do struggle to breathe and push to exhaustion in the water, which could be very dangerous. The point is to teach them how to relax and get comfortable in precarious situations.